Hello students, welcome to episode 4 of trigonometric function. Here in this episode you will learn the range and domain of the trigonometric function and how to solve the trigonometric equations. So let's start the lecture. So let's start domain and range of the trigonometric function. So what is domain and what is range? So we know that the sine and cos functions are defined for all real value numbers, meaning that we know that the value of sin x, the value of sin x that is defined in between all the value in between -1 to 1, okay, and cos x also. So we have seen the different value of sin x, that it in sometime it is 0, -1, 1 or 0, and it repeats itself after an interval of 0 to 2 pi. So for all the real value of x, the sin x is defined as this interval and cos x is defined as this interval. So basically by the mean of range and domain, what we mean that that function or that value is defined on which values of x. So here you will see that domain, if you just consider this interval, so the domain is what would be the value of x. So if my function, if I write sin x, so what would be the value of x on which the function can be defined? So here, since sin x is defined with all real value of x, so my domain for this function, this is my domain, and the value of y corresponding to that value of x is my range. So if you see what is domain in this function, the set of all real value of all real number, set of all real number means the number on which your sin x is defined. Okay, so that you just have to memorize the where the sin x is defined or the cos x is defined. And if I say the sin x is defined all real number, then the domain is the set of all real number, and here the range will be -1 to 1, where both -1 and 1 is included. So simply by the meaning of domain and range, you can just learn in this way. The value of x will be your, if the function is like this, the value of x, possible value of x is your domain, and the possible value of range corresponding to that value of x will be your range. So let's have a look on the range and domain on the various trigonometric functions. So here I have written the function. I am explaining each function one by one. So here we have done that. In the function is my sin x. So the domain means the value of x. So the domain means set of all real numbers. So sin x is defined and the set of all real number, that is the domain of sin x, and the range is -1 to 1, where the x your belongs to all natural number. So cos x is the set of real number. Domain for the cos x is set of all real number. It is defined in all real number, and the range for the cos x is -1 to 1, including 1 and -1, where your Lx belongs to any real number. Okay, that for tan x is defined the set of all real number except the odd multiple of pi by 2. So tan x at the odd multiple of pi by 2, it becomes not defined. So here just we have to write when the tan x is defined. So when the sin x is defined, so you will say sin x will define in a set of all real numbers. Cos x is defined as a set of all real number. Tan x is also defined set of all real number except the odd multiple of pi by 2. Cot x is defined the set of all real number except the integral multiple of pi. So if your set is, it is coming integral multiple of pi, then cot x is not defined. And sec x is same as tan x, because you have a relation 1 plus tan square x equals to sec square x. So also sec x is not defined, set of all real number except the odd multiple of pi by 2. Similarly cosec x, so cosec and cot, because you have a relation 1 plus cot is equal to cosec, so cosec is not defined, the set of real number except the integral multiple of pi. And here the range is, so what would be the range of tan x? The range of tan x will define all the real number. Range of cos x is all the real number. That is the domain of cot x, and the range of cot x is all real number. Range of sec x and tan x, these four have the range of all real number, but sec x, cos x with one exception. It has the range of all real number excluding the number that lies between -1 to 1. Here in the number that lies between -1 to 1, otherwise its range is your all value, all real number, that is the range for tan x, cot x, sec x and cosec x. So these two have the range for all real number, and these two range of all real number except the numbers lying between -1 to 1. So to find the range and domain, you just should know these definitions first, that where these functions are defined. So you just have to take only, they have to consider only that value on which your function is defined. So how do you know that? By memorizing the range, domain and the range of the given value of the range and domain of the given functions. So what is trigonometric equation? Equation involving trigonometric function of a variable, that is what called trigonometric equation. For example, suppose if I write sin x plus cos x is equals to 1. Suppose. So this is your trigonometric equation. Or if I just write sin x is equals to 1 by 2. If I write the trigonometric function in the form of equation, so that is what called trigonometric equation. Okay. So here if you have an equation, then definitely that there would be some solution of that equation. If you write like if you write this way, like x square plus 4x plus 4 equals to 0. So definitely this is a suppose quadratic equation. Okay, so definitely it must have some solution, like if the roots are possible, then definitely it must have some solution. Similarly, if the equation is there and if the solution, if it is defined on that range, then the solution is possible. So if the solution is possible, here the trigonometric equations have two type of solution. The first one is principal solution and the second one is general solution. So the solution of trigonometric equation in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Okay, if I write the answer in between 0 to 2 pi only, then it is called the principal solution. And if I write my answer in term of integral multiple of n, then that solution is called general solution. So the two type of solution, it may be asked that whether general solution or principal solution. The solution of trigonometric in the interval 0 to 2 pi, if I writing the my value of x, that lies in only because different value of x can be there, so that can be lie in the interval 2 pi, 4 pi or 6 pi, like that. But if I write the answer in terms from 0 to 2 pi only, then it is principal, and if I write it integral multiple of n, then it is the general solution. Here you should know what is z. So z, we just define the z as the set of integer, that is what called z. So various theorem on trigonometric equation. To solve the trigonometric equation, you should know these three important theorem for any real value of theta and alpha. Real value of theta and alpha. If your sine theta equals to sine alpha, suppose, then your theta will be, that would be the general solution. Then your theta will be n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n into alpha, where n belongs to z, set of integer. And cos theta is equals to cos alpha, then theta is equals to 2n pi plus minus alpha. Similarly, if tan theta is equals to tan alpha, then theta is equals to n pi plus alpha, where n belongs to z. So we have this equation, you have to find the general solution and principal solution of this equation. So it is given sin x is equals to root 3 by 2. I can write sin x as root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2 means I can write sin x is pi by 3. Now I can compare this with sin theta is equals to sin alpha formula. So if I just consider this theta and this alpha, I know that sin theta is equals to sin alpha, then theta is equals to n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n into alpha. Okay. So if I apply this formula here, this is my theta and this is my alpha. So if I apply this formula, so theta is equals to n pi plus minus 1 raised to power 1 into alpha. So this is called my general solution. This is called my general solution. Now you have to find the principal solution. So we know that for principal solution, the value of x lies between 0 to 2 pi. So if I put here n is equals to 0, then I get what? This becomes 0, here minus 1 raised to power 0 will be 1, that is only pi by 3. So pi by 3 is the principal solution. Now put n is equals to 1. If you put n is equals to 1, the value of x will be what? Pi, okay, minus 1 raised to power 1, that will be minus 1. So that is pi minus pi by 3, which is equals to 2 pi by 3. That is the second principal solution. If you put n is equals to 2 now, so that will be 2 pi plus something. So definitely 2 pi plus that is also becomes, so that becomes more than 2 pi, but you have to consider the principal solution only in the between range 0 to 2 pi. So therefore your principal solution or principal values will be pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3. These are the principal values, okay, principal solution, and this is my general solution. So here is the question, we have to find again the general principal solutions and the general solution. Okay. So tan x is minus 1 by root 3. So how can we find this value? That is very important thing. See, tan is negative 1 by root 3. When tan is 1 by root 3, it is on pi by 6 on 30 degree. But tan should be negative. So to make the tan negative, so I know that tan pi plus theta is tan theta and tan pi minus theta is minus tan theta, right? Second quadrant tan is negative. I know these two things. So in order to make tan negative, I can choose this value. Okay, I can choose this. So here I can write tan x is equals to tan pi minus, this is my theta. Theta is pi by 6. First you have to find theta, which is 1 by root 3. On 1 by root 3, tan is 1 by root 3 on pi by 6. But I have to make tan negative. To make in order to make the tan negative, I have to go in second quadrant, because if I go in third quadrant, again tan will positive. That's why here I am writing pi minus pi by 6. pi minus pi by 6. So here tan x is tan, this will be how much? 5 pi by 6. If I solve this, I'll get 5 pi by 6. Okay. Now this is my theta, this is my alpha. So what is my formula? If tan theta is equals to tan alpha, then theta is equals to n pi plus alpha. Okay. So this is my formula. So if I apply this formula here, so x will be n pi plus pi by 6. So n pi plus pi by 6. If I put n is equals to 0, then my answer will be 5 pi by 6. If I put n is equals to 1, then my answer will be, x will be how much? Pi plus 5 pi by 6. So that is how much? 11 pi by 6. If I put n is equals to 2, my answer will become more than 2 pi, that I don't require, because I only require the value that lies between 0 to 2 pi. So therefore the principal solution, my principal solution will be 5 pi by 6 and 11 pi by 6. It is my principal solution, and this is my general solution. So here is a question. Sin x is equals to root 3 by 2. So sin x is root 3 by 2 means the at what value of x my this angle will value will be root 3 by 2. So if I just say theta will be my pi by 6. Okay, or you can consider this as x. X will be my pi by 3 on 60 degree. Okay, if you just consider x will be 60 degree, because the value of x is root 3 by 2 on 60 degree. So I just write x as, but I need negative x. So I have two ways, either this way or this way. If I go by this way, I get positive sin x. If I go by this way, I get negative sin x. I get negative sin x. So you can write sin x is equals to sin pi plus x. Okay, sin pi plus x. Okay, sin pi plus x, or your x will be pi by 3. So you just have to write like this. You have to substitute the value. First I just find the value of x. How? The value of x on root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2, it is on pi by 3. Okay. Now since the sign is negative, so in order to make the sign negative, I have to go sin pi plus. Okay, so sin x is equals to sin, this will be how much? 4 pi by 3. Okay, so this is my theta and this is my alpha. Then if I just use the formula, then x will be n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n into alpha. This is my general solution. So in order to find the principal value, put n is equals to 0. If I put n is equals to 0, x will be 4 pi by 3. Put n is equals to 1, the x will be pi minus 4 pi by 3, which is equals to how much? Minus pi by 3, right? Which is equals to minus pi by 3, but my value of x should lies between 0 to 2 pi. So whenever if it is coming negative na, you can add 2 pi to this. Okay, if you add 2 pi to this, so this becomes 6 5, so that will be 5 pi by 3. So my principal values, my principal solution will be 4 pi by 3, 5 pi by 3, and this is my general solution. Now here again you have to find the principal solution and general solution. Cos x is equals to 1 by 2. So in cos x, when the 1 by 2, at what angle the 1 by 2 comes? So x will be how much? At 1 by 2 it is pi by 60 degree. At 60 degree, the cos x is 1 by 2. Okay, so your x, you just have find the roughly your x should be pi by 3 when if it is 1 by 2, but it is not 1 by 2, it is minus 1 by 2. So we know that cos pi minus x is minus cos x. You need not to go for pi plus x, because cos pi plus x also it is minus cos x, but we know this. So in order to make cos positive, I can write like this way. Right, now it is cos x is equals to cos, it is how much, 3 2 pi by 3. So now this becomes theta, this becomes alpha. In cos x, cos theta is equals to cos alpha if theta is equals to 2n pi plus minus alpha. That is the formula. Okay, so if we use this, then x will be 2n pi plus minus 2 pi by 3. Okay, so if we put n is equals to 0, x is 2 pi by 3. If I put n is equals to 1, I have two options to take positive or negative. If I take positive, then the value becomes more than 2 pi. So I will take negative only, this negative sign only, 2 pi minus 2 pi by 3. So it is coming 3 into 2, 6. 6 minus 2, so it is 4 pi by 3. So 2 pi by 3 and 4 pi by 3 are the principal solution, and this is your general solution. So in order for your better understanding, I have taken the three examples here where I have taken all the three trigonometric functions as negative. So here, if in sine, if it is negative, then how can you solve this? You can write this as sine. We know that it is on pi by 4, but in sine, if it is negative, then you have to do pi plus pi by 4. Then the sign become positive. This pi by 4 has come because 1 by root 2 value. We know that sine is 1 by root 2 on pi by 4. Why I have taken is pi positive? Because it is sine, and sine is negative only on third quadrant. If suppose it is cos, so here I will take here pi plus pi by 4. On pi by 4, cos is 1 by root 2. Cos is 1 by root 2. So, but why, oh sorry, not pi plus, I can even take the pi minus. If I can take both na, so pi minus, you just prefer pi minus. Because if you take pi minus, cos will be negative. Pi plus also the cos will be negative. So, we just take pi minus here, then your cos is negative. So, here the sign is coming negative on pi plus, cos is coming negative on either pi plus, pi negative, but you just prefer pi negative. And tan x is equals to tan, if you take pi plus again, then tan become positive. So, for the, 1 is on pi by 2. Pi by 4, 1 tan, 1 is on pi by 4. Here also we have to do tan pi minus pi by 4. So, in this way you can memorize this, what the trend you are just finding here. If sine comes negative, you have to do pi plus theta, and in cos and tan, pi minus theta, pi minus theta. But if it is coming negative, now you can easily find, okay, sine, this will be 4. So, this will be 5 pi by 4. Here cos x is equals to 4 pi. So, cos x is 3 pi by 4. So, here tan x is equals to tan 3 pi by 4. Now, I think you can do this. This is your theta, this is your alpha. So, you can apply the formula, and here is your general solution. Okay, I have applied the formula, this by considering this as theta, this as alpha. Here if I just consider this as theta, this and alpha, so 2n pi plus minus alpha, here x is equals to n pi plus alpha. Okay, so here is my journal solution. Here is my journal solutions. Okay, and to find the principal value, you can find out by putting n as 0 and 1 in all the cases, then you will get the principal solution. One more thing, if suppose the question would be sin x is equals to, if the question is your sin x is equals to 1 by root 2. Then how do you do that? That would be very simple. So you just write sin x is equal to sin pi by 4. Then this will become theta, this become alpha, and your x will be n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n pi by 4. Similarly, in that cases also, if your suppose cos x would be 1 by root 2, then it is pi by 4 at pi by 4. So here you can just write cos x is equals to cos pi by 4. Then your answer will be pi by 4 only. Okay. In positive, you need not to be worried. Just what value of this axis, you just have to write that angle only. And in tan also, you can do the same thing. If tan is 1, we know that tan is 1 on pi by 4. So you can just write pi by 4. Then x will be n pi plus pi by 4. Okay. So in this way, you can find the journal solution of these 3 questions. So just remember this thing only. If your sign is coming negative, so in order to make sign negative, you have to, this angle, on what angle this value exists. So write this value, and in sine use pi positive, in cos use pi minus theta or pi minus x, and in tan also pi minus x. So in this way, if you memorize like this way, now your question becomes too easier. So here we have to solve this trigonometric equation. So how can we solve this? First we have to make the grouping. So how can we make the grouping? Which 2 groups should I consider first? So here I just take the grouping in such a way that it is sin 2x and it is sin 6x, right? So if you take these 2 angles and if you add them, you get 8x, and if you divide that 8x by 2, you will get 4x. So you are getting this thing. That's why I am taking the grouping of this 2 together. Okay. So first you have to make the grouping. So grouping of the angle in such a way that if you add these 2 and divide by 2, if you are getting the third one, then this way you can make the group. So here sin A plus sin B. Use the formula for sin A plus sin B. This is 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2 minus sin 4x. So this will be 2 sin 4x cos minus 4x, right? Sorry, cos minus 2x. Okay. So it will be minus 4x by 2 minus sin 4x is equals to 0. Here I can write 2 sin 4x, cos minus theta is cos theta, that's why. Okay. Now I can take sin 4x common. So it is 2 cos 2x minus 1 is equals to 0. Now I have equations, okay, 2 cos 2x minus 1 is equals to 0. So now sin 4x is equals to 0 or cos 2x is equals to 1 by 2. Now can we solve these 2 equations? Yes, we can solve here by the same method, we have to find a general solution only. So here sine 4x is equals to sine 0. So sine theta is equals to sine alpha. So here if you or here if you just can say, if your sine theta is equals to 0, so you can say write theta is directly n pi, because the rest of the thing will cancel out because your alpha is here 0. So you can write 4x is equals to n pi only, or x is equals to n pi by 4. Here is one solution. The next solution is cos x is 1 by 2. So same way you just have to solve cos x is 1 by 2 on cos pi by 3. Cos pi by 3, cos 60 is 1 by 2. Cos, this is your theta, this is your alpha. So 2x is equals to, so how can we do this? Theta is equals to alpha. So cos theta is equal to cos alpha, then theta is equals to 2n pi plus minus alpha. Now how can you find the value of x? So the x will be, if you divide this by 2, so it is n pi plus minus pi by 6. So that will be your general solution of this equation. So here is the question, we have to solve this equation. How can we solve this? First, in this type of equation, we can use the identity to make the equation in form of quadratic equation. So I can write here, I can replace this cos square x as 1 minus sine square x plus 3 sine x is equals to 0. So this is 2 minus 2 sine square x plus 3 sine x is equals to 0, or I can write the equation, if I divide this by minus, then I will get this. Now you have to solve this quadratic equation. So if you solve this quadratic equation, then it is your, how can you solve this? It is minus 4 sine x plus sine x. Can you, that would be the factors. Similar, how can you solve this? If you consider this sine x as y na, so you just have to solve this equation. Okay, you know that how can you solve this equation? Minus 4y plus y minus 2, because multiplication it is 4. Okay, just middle term splitting. Okay, minus 2 is equals to 0. So you can take 2 sine x common. So here it is sine x minus 2, and from here you can take 1 out. So it is sine x minus 2 is equals to 0. So sine x minus 2 and 2 sine x plus 1 is equals to 0. Here your sine x is equals to 2, or sine x is equals to minus 1 by 2. Here you will write not possible. Why not possible? Because we know that, we have learned that the range for the sine x is minus 1 to 1 only. So 2 not possible. Here you can solve this very easily. Sine x is equals to, yes, it is sine. If it is negative, what we have to do? Pi plus. So you can write like pi plus pi by 6, because on 30 it is 1 by 2. Now it is sine x is equal to sine 7 pi by 6. This is your theta, this is your alpha. Then theta is equals to n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n into alpha. So this is your solution. So one more important thing is you have to solve this trigonometric equation in form of sine, cos or tan only. Suppose your question come like cot x is equals to minus root 3. Okay, so if cot x, so you don't know, you don't have any equation for cot theta is equals to cot alpha na, to make this as first 10. Okay, now if it is 10, so you can solve this very easily. So this way also you can solve, and if question come in the form of this, then definitely you have to form the identity, you have to apply the identity here and just solve this, and then you can find the solution very easily. Suppose like if you have a equation like, if I just write here sec square x, okay, if it is sec square 2x is equals to 1 minus tan 2x. Suppose if you just have to solve this equation. So here you can have to form this sec as in form of tan, then the quadratic equation comes and you can solve that quadratic equation very easily. So we know that tan square theta, 1 plus tan square theta is equals to sec square theta. So here you can write this as this, okay, and now you can solve the value of tan 2x and then you can apply for tan theta is equal to tan alpha. So I just want to say, if you just need to solve the trigonometric equation, then the one thing that you just have to follow, that your question should be in form of either sine, cos or tan. Then only you can apply those formula, the three theorems that I have given you in the today's lecture. So here we finish the how to solve the trigonometric equation with the different examples. The rest part of the chapter with more important questions we will covering in the next episode. So keep practicing.